Greetings, Earthlings, and welcome to another episode of Should I Watch That? I am Janet.
And I am Rachel.
Greetings, Rachel. How are you today? You're looking lovely.
Greetings. Thank you. So are you, darling.
Why, thank you. Today, we will be reviewing the movie Sinners. It was released this year and has now made its way to Amazon. Rachel, would you like to describe the movie to us?
I would absolutely love to. In this Southern Gothic thriller, Michael B. Jordan delivers a haunting dual performance as twin brothers. One, a revered preacher, the other, a tormented ex-con, caught in a web of secrets, sin, and supernatural reckoning in the sweltering heat of Mississippi. As past and present collide, buried truths surface, and redemption may come at a deadly cost. How
That
was
was
that?
beautiful. That was
Thank you.
beautiful. I would like to summarize it as we love good music, want to open a club, but the vampires are messing things up, as is the rampant racism.
Yeah.
That would
That's
be.
actually that's a perfect summary, Janet.
Oh, no, yours was beautiful.
Well,
Yeah,
mine
so
is from the AIs.
the, the intelligences of the artificial.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So this movie was written and directed by Ryan Coogler. You may recognize him as the director of the Black Panther film series and
Mhm.
Creed. Michael B. Jordan, as you mentioned, also in Black Panther and Creed.
Obsessed.
Yes. Has dual roles, as you mentioned. So he plays his own twin brother, Elias and Elijah Moore, and which also they go by Smoke and Stack. I thought that was interesting. I don't know if I ever figured out why they call themselves that or where
I
those
don't
names came
know.
up with. Yeah,
Yeah, good question.
I don't know.
Well,
One of my favorite characters in this actor, and I assume that the actor himself was singing, was the one actually doing the music. His name is Miles Caton, and he plays Sammy, or he also goes by Preacher Boy. This kid, I don't know how old he is,
20.
his
I looked him up.
voice, 20, his voice, holy cow.
Yes.
His voice was amazing.
I literally
Absolutely.
stopped the movie to look him up. I paused mid-movie to be like, who is this person? Because as soon as he opens his mouth on screen, you're like, what is that? You are too small, young looking to have a voice that deep and that incredible. And then and that's just his speaking voice. And then when he started singing, I was like, oh,
I know. Like, why wasn't he on The Voice or American Idol? I don't know when you can be in a movie with Michael B. Jordan. But anyway, it just blew me away.
yes, he
And
was
and
incredible.
I'm not even like a blues jazz kind of girl when it comes to music,
Mm-hmm.
but like I could listen to that. Like it was just incredible. Anyway,
Yeah, yeah. I definitely I love blues and jazz, but it's not something that I'm like listening to in the house or in the car, you
mhm,
know? But when it's on, I think it's beautiful, you know?
yes.
Um,
When
but
when
I
I
mean,
hear it, oh, when I hear it, I imagine myself sitting in like a dark club somewhere,
yes.
and there are people on stage doing their thing, and I'm having some kind of exotic adult beverage, and it's the
Yes.
20s. I don't know why I feel that way.
Yes. And for some
Yeah.
reason the performers are really sweaty.
Yes, as am I, because I have a fan. I've got a
Yeah,
fan
yeah.
going because probably they didn't have the air conditioning in the 20s.
Yeah, and probably
Um,
because blues originated in the South where it's hot.
yeah, it's
Hot.
currently 148 degrees here today. Just letting you know.
Yeah.
With
Humidity of 157%.
in case anybody wants to look that up. Thanks.
Yeah.
Enjoying it so much.
Yeah,
And
for
then
sure.
Haley Steinfeld was also in it. I knew I recognized her, but I had to Google her. She was in Pitch Perfect 3. She sang that song about a lantern or love or something shit like that. And she was also in a Spider-Man movie, but I don't
Okay.
really remember her because I'm not so much a fan of the Spider-Man.
Yeah, and, I've seen her in a couple things that I can't think of. I guess Pitch Perfect is the one that comes to mind, but,
Mhm.
I think she's a good actress. She
Yeah,
did
she did a great job.
she did a great job.
Maybe the song she sang in Pitch Perfect 3 was a flashlight. Anyway, it was something about
I do
light,
not recall.
whatever. Anyway.
Anyways, um,
Anyway.
my my personal description that I wrote down, was that it was kind of like other gangster type movies. The twins are badasses and everyone is scared of them.
Mhm.
Um, oh, and I pulled a quote, but it's very not kid friendly and uses bad words. So
Oh,
I won't
okay.
say it out loud, but there were just some moments that I thought were funny. Um and then I guess spoiler alert, there are vampires that we mentioned.
Yeah, if you haven't figured that out by now,
Yeah.
sorry, but yeah, spoilers.
Yeah. So when they open the club, they have kind of their opening night, and that's when the vampires come and start attacking everyone and turning everyone into vampires. And there was a scene that I want to talk about, Janet, and it was
Yes.
when they were in the club. And I feel like this is a theme that we should kind of discuss. And I made some notes about like the folklore and myth around
Mhm.
music
Mhm.
and artists that are like really amazing and powerful. So I was thinking about the Miles. Is it Catton? Caton? Canton? Cat?
I said Caton, but I can't confirm.
Okay, well, Miles, if
Apologies if
M-
you're listening.
Miles, when you listen to this episode, we apologize for mispronouncing your last name. Um, but yeah, I thought it was really interesting. Um, the scene where they're in the club and Preacher Boy starts singing, and
Mhm.
then there's I don't know if you would call flashbacks or mirages or
Visions.
hallucinations, visions, um, of artists in other time periods.
Mhm.
So it was kind of like time was interwoven into the scene and showing different time periods and different does that makes you does that make sense
I
to you?
Yes, and I know I too that scene was I don't know, it was powerful
It was
because
yeah.
what I interpreted is that his talent and his ability to
Yes.
express and through his voice and his music was universal kind of through
Yes.
time, that
Yes.
it pulled in the old, the new, kind of like a voodoo, hoodoo kind of thing even,
Mhm.
as supernatural feeling almost,
Yes.
and everybody there felt it, even though maybe it wasn't completely real,
Yeah.
but it's what he conjured almost with his
Mhm.
ability to play and sing. I thought
Yeah,
that was very yeah.
and I thought it was very cool, how they did it, and they also if I'm remembering correctly, there was kind of like an omniscient narrator talking about that exact thing. Like, when you
Mhm.
have talent this good, it transcends time and space and so on and so forth. Um, and it reminded me too of, I guess, kind of folklore or myth, spoiler alert for anyone that doesn't know me on a personal level, but I love to read about folklore and myths. Greek mythology was like my favorite course I took in college. So I remember reading somewhere one time. I can't even cite my source because I don't remember, but I remember hearing a theory because they say some artists make a deal with the devil, right? He made a deal with the devil to be that good at guitar or whatever. That's a theme that kind of transcends, right? Um,
Mhm.
but I also heard this theory that truly talented artists tend to die young.
Mhm.
And one of the theories is that supernatural beings, and in this case, in the movie, like vampires, Um,
Mhm.
they take them essentially young so that they can preserve their talent for themselves. So they take them
Mhm.
from this human realm to go have them in their supernatural realm or whatever. So I thought that was an interesting theory. And so the good die young, so to speak. So I kind of looked that up, and there's actually some legitimate non fairy tale um, theories about why artists may tend to, die young. And some of those reasons are predisposition to mental health issues, engaging in high risk behaviors. So, all the partying, drinking,
Mhm.
drugs, right? I mean, how many talented actors and actresses and singers have passed away from accidental overdoses? Societal and industry pressures, 100%. I don't know how any of them survive that.
Mhm.
And then random tragic circumstances. And for that, I think of like car crashes, what's his name? That famously died in a car crash. He was in Fast and Furious movies.
Oh, yes. I know exactly who you're talking about, but I can't think of his name. But yeah,
Mm,
it'll come to
You
me.
you know who I'm talking about.
I know exactly. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
So, anyways, and legends of deal with the devil, right? The legendary blues musician Robert Johnson allegedly sold his soul at a crossroads in exchange for his extraordinary guitar skills. While it's a compelling myth, it's not factual explanation for his early death. But again, these are all
Mhm.
kind of Paul
Thank you,
Walker.
Paul
Thank
Walker.
you.
I would have gotten there eventually. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Paul Walker,
After
legendary
we
car crash victim.
after we wrapped the episode, I would have been like, "Yeah, Paul Walker."
Yeah, for sure. So what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts?
So, it is coincidence? I don't know. I listened to another podcast called Supernatural,
Mhm.
hosted by Ashley Flowers. Highly
Oh,
recommend. I also recommend she does Crime Junkie too. Um, I was listening, puzzling or something the other day, and she did a whole episode about Robert Johnson.
oh, she did.
And yes,
Huh.
I highly recommend, even if blues, jazz, whatever music isn't your thing, the story is fascinating.
Mhm.
That he always wanted to be a famous musician.
Mhm.
He played and played and played, but nobody ever really thought he was that great, and he never really made it.
Mhm.
And one night, he comes to a crossroads and he gets down on his knees and he prays to whoever's listening, "I just want to be famous and I want to show my talent." And I don't remember the details. I should have listened more closely thinking about this. But eventually, within a week or so, he
Mhm.
can play like nobody's ever heard anybody play before.
Yeah.
And she actually plays a clip from one of his songs on her podcast,
Mhm.
and it's said that you can almost hear two guitars playing.
Oh, cool.
Um, yeah, so like he's playing and so is the devil, but the devil's giving him the talent, or the devil's playing through him or whatever.
Right.
Um, but he also performed with his back to the audience, and people thought that was kind of strange, that maybe he was
Hmm.
channeling or communicating with someone to get the music and he didn't want people to see his face. Anyway, he had a very
Interesting.
kind of tragic life with love and things. But
Mhm.
knowing that this movie was kind of loosely based on his life, I just thought that was the timing of the podcast, and this was very interesting. Um, but yeah, like meeting the devil at the crossroads and asking for something,
Mhm.
knowing that when the devil comes to collect, you have to pay. I don't know. Very,
Yeah.
very famous kind of tale. And
Yes.
who's to
100%.
say it? Who's to say it doesn't happen?
Right. And to kind of bring that back into the movie, that main vampire guy really wanted to change Sammy into a vampire.
Hmm.
Um, and kind of how they explained it was they all share, like once he changes you into a vampire, you kind of have shared experiences. So
Mhm.
you kind of share your talent with the group of vampires? Am I understanding
Right.
how that was?
Yes. So, being an expert on vampire, um, but yeah, like whoever you sire or whoever sires you, like you always have that connection of
Yes.
memories and all these kinds of things and abilities or something maybe.
Yeah.
But when the vampires first show up at the club, they perform. Do
Yes.
you remember, like, yeah, like they wanted to perform for the bouncer or whatever, and they're all
Mhm.
like, "Well, yeah, you sound great, but I don't think this is the place for you. Go away."
Right.
And we all know a vampire just can't walk in if he or she wants to. They must ask permission and
Mhm.
be given permission before they can come into an establishment of such.
Mhm. Mhm. Yes,
Yeah,
they have
so
to be
yeah,
invited in.
yeah.
So
So
I
that no, go ahead.
I don't remember what I was gonna say, so you go ahead.
But, like, the scene when the vampires do get in the club,
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean,
Carnage.
that's carnage, that's the best word for it.
Mhm.
That was a bloody mess. And then
Yes.
I had trouble keeping up with which brother was involved in which scene. I don't wanna say too much there with the vampires. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was carnage. There's a lot of blood. If stuff like that bothers you, you may
Don't
not
watch it.
enjoy toward the end of the movie, it
No,
gets a little rough.
it was a very bloody, gory movie for sure.
Very bloody and
Um,
gory.
yeah. So I did. Oh, you were talking about them singing. So I
Mhm.
also want to talk about the racism theme. And clearly that is something in our American history that some people would like to disappear.
Mhm.
Right? They're trying to whitewash history. So I'm glad that it was addressed in the way that it was in the movie. And I liked at the end. So they bought the property from a man, from a white man. The twins bought the property from a white man,
Mhm.
who was he claimed to be a former Klansman from the
Mhm.
KKK. And they asked him specifically, what are those stains on the floor in the barn? And they made something up or whatever. And then later it's revealed in the movie that the Klan is still very much alive. He's very much
Mhm.
part of the Klan. And by the way, he plans to come here tomorrow with his Klan buddies and murder everyone.
Yes.
So, I mean, this is a spoiler, but hopefully you've seen the movie already. But so one of the brothers goes the next day. He gets all his guns ready, and the Klansmen show up, and there is a showdown.
And
So
he
I
takes care of business, I
He
think.
sh he did take care of business.
Took care of some business.
Mhm,
Well, and remember the movie takes place in 1932 in Mississippi,
mhm,
and unfortunately, we've all heard stories of what it's like to be an African American person in the South, probably especially in Mississippi, and just the fact that there was so much segregation, there was so much economic inequality,
mhm,
and the fact that these people, these human beings, are looked down upon, are considered less than. I still, and maybe it's the time of the world when I grew up, but if you're black or purple or green or brown or yellow or lavender, I don't know. Like, are we not all human beings?
mhm,
And to see some of the racism that played out, it just angers me. And I know they're representing probably what it was, and it was probably worse than what the movie represented the situation to be. But I don't know. And I'm not one to condone violence, but when the racist sheriff,
yeah.
I enjoyed that scene
Yeah.
because he
He took care of business.
if you're if you're gonna be that kind of person,
Yeah, yeah,
you be prepared for what's gonna come back at you when you treat people in such a way.
yeah. And
Karma.
we're seeing I mean, racism in our country and in our society at large has not gone away. It still exists. It's an institution that's foundational in in our written laws. I mean, and in our the fabric that wove this country, essentially, right? So
Mhm.
it's still happening. So the fact that this movie came out this year and is addressing, um, you know, the issue of racism, I think, is pertinent. We're seeing that now as they are rounding up brown people and incarcerating them
Mhm.
with no due process. So, um,
So what
Michael
you're
B.
trying to say is as a nation, we have progressed dramatically since 1932.
We have not.
No, 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 wait, sorry, that's not what you're saying.
That's not
As a people
as a people
as a people.
as a people, there are still large groups of people who are racist, unfortunately. So to your point, Janet, and my 8-year-old daughter will say this too, I just don't understand racism, and I don't either.
I don't either.
And that's coming from 2 white women. We do sit in a seat of white privilege, so I recognize that, but, um, yeah, I really wish, hey, Michael B. Jordan, if you'd like to revive your twin character and go ahead and take care of some things. Wink, wink. I'm not
Nod,
condoning
nod.
violence, I'm just making a joke, everybody. Don't come for me. But but yeah, anyway.
Well, and also when you watch the movie, the movie appears to kind of wrap up, but it pulls one of those Marvel movies kind of things where there is a pretty lengthy, almost post-credit scene that you
Oh,
need
yeah.
to stay for. Definitely need to stay for because there's a cameo by a very famous blues musician, Buddy Guy.
Mhm.
So stick around for that. It's
I
very
forgot that was after
interesting.
the credits. I would have turned the movie off. You're right, I
I,
did.
yeah, I think it's after the credits, or
Yeah,
as the credits are rolling, it kind of fades into this scene.
yeah.
And the clothes that a couple of the characters are wearing are pretty funny too. Because I think
Mhm.
it's like maybe in the 80s or something when they flash
Mhm.
forward. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. So, Janet,
yes,
is it time to ask the question?
I think it might be.
So, Janet, should our listeners watch Sinners, released in 2025?
Definitely.
Mm.
Just know going into it that it is basically like somebody wanted to make a movie about blues, but they tossed in some vampires for some interest. That's kind of my take the way I kind of walked away from it, like, because it
Yeah.
was very, very random. I feel like if you wanna call it a vampire movie, the vampire movies are very much I won't feel like maybe 1920s or like some of the
Mhm.
older ones, or they are set in modern day times. And to have
Yes.
one just kind of randomly in the 30s in Mississippi seemed kind of strange to me. But there you go. There you go. That's a yes for me. Rachel,
Mhm.
Sinners, Michael B. Jordan, and Michael B. Jordan. Should I watch that?
Yes. I agree.
Yes.
Yes, I agree with Janet. You should go watch this movie. It was really good. And I think the vampires, they kind of tied it in with like voodoo practices, which is definitely a Southern cultural practice too. So I thought that they did a good job of that. Because one of the twins, he's like protected by this amulet that's blessed and da da da. So that's kind of another element of the movie. But overall,
Mhm.
it was good. It was entertaining. I was
Mhm.
entertained. I always like Michael B. Jordan and this Miles Catton character. I can't. I mean, I started following him on the social medias immediately, and I can't wait to see more of him because I think he is really talented. And so, let's see what else he makes in the future. So, that's a yes from both of us, dear listeners.
A double yes. One for Michael B. Jordan and another for Michael B. Jordan. All right.
Exactly.
So until next time, grab the remote, sit back, enjoy something, and we'll catch you on the flip side.
Yes. Have a great week, party people.
Rachel, roll the credit.
Okay, bye.
This episode was produced by Ryan Wyrick.
Follow us on Instagram at Should I Watch That 25 and on Facebook at Should I Watch That.
Email us at shouldIwatchthat25@gmail.com.
Like, follow, and review wherever you listen to us.
Or wherever you cast your pods. Thanks.
Thank you.